Watching, and have a great night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Tano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, where it's Hyundai holidays going on now. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, a student chimes in during a recent education oversight hearing with one message: to rebuild their high school in Jigo. Plus, 2025 is just moments away. Details on where to catch the New Year's fireworks. And the latest with the efforts to bring the Guam Sea Heck back to the wild. We catch up with the team in Palmyra Atoll.
Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you so much for starting your week with us.
Well, a candid and honest conversation with public school students and the Chief of Education.
One Simon Sanchez High School student speaking out for her fellow Sharks, advocating for their future amid the challenge of double sessions as they continue to be without a home.
The school communities of John F. Kennedy High School and Simon Sanchez High School are feeling the strain of sharing a single campus under a double session schedule. For the Islanders, this means starting school as early as around 6 a.m. and scrambling for off-campus locations to host events like Christmas concerts. For the Sharks, who still don't have a permanent campus, it means ending their school days as late as around 5 p.m., the same time most working adults clock out. Andrea Eliana, a senior at Simon Sanchez High and a representative of the island-wide Board of Governing Students, has been speaking out about the struggles students face in keeping extracurricular activities alive.
With that, we have sports where double session causes students to have to wake up from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock and do practice till 10 a.m. And then they have to go back to their house, prepare to go to school, and then they have things after school that they need to prepare from 6 p.m. to like 10 p.m. And it's hard to do all of that with the added homework with our classes.
The schedule has been disrupting student development for 2 years, a situation GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson says he isn't happy about either.
Well, I know how important it is, and I agree. The activities that go on, that go along with being in high school and in American society, sometimes are more important than the academic classes. And some of the things that you learn and do in those activities are where you end up career-wise.
Swanson has already vowed to separate the two schools by next school year. During a recent virtual GDOE meeting, he shared two potential solutions: developing a temporary campus on or near the current Simon Sanchez grounds, or implementing double sessions with FB Leon Guerrero Middle School once it reopens. For Eliana and some of her fellow Sharks, she says double sessions at FBLG are better than going to a school farther away. Still, their true preference is clear.
We don't want to move farther, and we really just want our campus back.
Swanson promising to work closely with the Sharks and conservatively estimates that the new Simon Sanchez High will open its doors in 2 years once the work begins.
We'll get ready to ring in the new year with fireworks.
The company that has been bringing the spectacle to our skies will continue to do so at midnight. Here's more.
There's only one place to be at the stroke of midnight. Well, there's a few spots you can actually go to if you plan to watch the fireworks display. Jeff Sanchez with Showpro Pyrotechnics says his team is excited to ring in the new year with a bang, literally.
As far as pressing the buttons, that's not just me. It's a whole crew of people, especially when you're doing it across 3 sites.
Sanchez shared with our partners at The Point just where people on Guam will be able to get the best view possible.
We'll be shooting off of the Agania sewage plant, and we get some good height out of that area. And so there'll definitely be a show in Agania. as well as EPOW. And then we're doing a small kind show for the folks at Nico. They always contract us to do a site because they don't have the greatest view of Tumon yet.
They're on the other side of the peninsula. You got to go to the roof of the Nico if you want to see anything.
Right. So they'll get their own personal, private show over there that, will still benefit their neighbors because you definitely can see it from other places, but I won't mention because, that's advertising for everybody else.
Oh, you mean Beach Bar?
Yeah, man, we're looking forward to bringing in the new year loud and proud.
A show that will also allow any visitors staying in the tourism district to celebrate Guam style.
We'll be launching off of EPOW and pushing off slightly towards the Matapang, side. So we'll be more likely in front of like PIC area. I know that the EPOW Park will be closed for, the pavilions will be closed and stuff, but, people still walk in and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But some of the sites that, people don't know about, I mean, I know people park up at the airport, road up there. I mean, you can see this stuff from everywhere. I've seen videos, from some incredible views, especially when you're up in those heights and stuff. You can see all three of them sometimes.
And in case you were wondering what time the fireworks show is set to go off, it's midnight. Happy New Year's, Marianas.
For the first time in 30 years, the bird song of Guam's endangered sea heck is heard in the wild.
Our friends with the Sea Heck Recovery Project down at Palmyra Atoll gives us an update on the Sea Heck's hopeful release. Mitsuki Hirayama has the story.
Every morning, bird conservation specialists Kayla Baker and Johnny Shepard get a special wake-up call. Guam's endangered sea heck are singing in the wild for the first time in 3 decades at Palmyra Atoll.
Actually being able to hear one of Guam's native birds singing right outside my cabin, inches away from me, it's an amazing way to wake up. And he's become an alarm clock for pretty much everyone that's living here.
I love these remote type field jobs, being, really living and working in one place. Yeah, this is a paradise for me.
Baker and Shepard are part of the Sea Heck Recovery Project, which hopes to release the birds back home.
It's definitely something that I don't take for granted. It's very different than waking up on Guam, where you're waking up to maybe the jungle fowl or the chickens or dogs.
The bird song isn't the only indicator that the Sea Heck are taking the transition from the zoos to the wild well. Some birds may look a little different.
The foraging on their own fully, they've needed no supplemental feeding at all.
Baker says the youngest Sea Heck almost didn't make the journey as he had trouble gaining weight. But since he was released from the aviary, the young bird gained over 16% in body mass.
And then our oldest bird also had an increase of over 17%, a full 10 grams. So he's looking a little chubby, but clearly they're getting plenty of food and able to forage for themselves quite effectively.
Another encouraging sign, they've been noticing increased social interaction and the birds seem to be pairing up.
It seems like right now they'll spend a few weeks to a month with one particular friend and then find a new one. So we're hoping that they'll kind of settle down into distinct pairs, so that we hopefully see some breeding fairly soon, sometime in the new year.
You can also take part in helping these native birds recover from extinction. They're looking to hire a field assistant for 2 months where you can gain hands-on wildlife research experience.
We are hiring for a field assistant that will work directly with myself and Johnny here on Palmyra Atoll at TNC's remote research station. And in this position, you'll get to track the sea heck with radio telemetry and learn those skills, as well as how to recite birds with color bands and perform behavioral observations.
For more information on how you can be part of the team, just visit KUAM.com. Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Up next, your health, home, and lifestyle report.
You're watching KUAM.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah, yeah man, serious food. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Happy birthday, D-I-R-F-E-Y. Happy birthday, Jamaican grill. Yeah man, serious food.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Okay, I wasn't gonna go here, and this is the kind of question I would only ask on Zoom because realistically, I'm too far away for either of you to like slap me upside the head, right? But let's date ourselves, right? When both of you first started in Guam's real estate industry, what was the relative price of a home? What was what were the closing costs? What was the turnaround time where you could actually get that deal done?
I think the timing has always been the same, 45 to 60 days, depending on the buyer's desire to move forward, right? Because it's all about the buyer turning in everything. So I think it's always been about 45 to 60 days. 60, is actually the average. But in terms of price ranges, Jason, that's why interest rates, because, I've been telling Liz, Liz, when I first bought my home, when we bought a house for the first time, the interest rate at that time was between 7% and 8%.
That's right.
But we didn't feel it the way we feel it now because the price ranges were under 200,000.
Yeah, and I had a client who was paying 13% interest on a loan that they got, and then the window of time when Gina and I bought, it was 80-20. We had to put down 20% down when we bought our first home. And nowadays, 3%, 6% was what people have to put on. And with the interest rates going up, it's just made it a bit more difficult. But as time changes, when you asked about pricing, probably when I built my first home, it was like 30,000. Can you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
30,000, and it was a 2-story home, 2,000 square feet, and that was in the 70s.
Yeah, I think the home I grew up in when we first moved there in Dedido in 1978, I was 4 years old, and I think my parents said they got that for like somewhere around like 60.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty. Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Happy day! I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. I am here with Say for part 2 of this series. Welcome back, Say.
Thank you for having me, Claire.
Okay, so we're focusing on your fitness regimen. How about when it comes to dietary, your nutrition?
I feel like it's very important as far as nutrition is you got to find people that hold you accountable, like genuinely love you, that want you to succeed and hit your goals. So with me, I work with with Payless's dietitian Rose. So big shout out to Rose, and she really keeps me on track and she holds me accountable. She checks up on me every every week, making sure I'm hitting my goals. And if I'm not, I get this silent thing like, say, what's going on? You know, so that's what I love about her is that she really holds me accountable and she takes it super serious. So.
But is that how you always operate? I mean, like during, if you're not training for something, do you still?
Oh, if I'm not training for something, no, not really. So, man, like I said, I'm a big food lover, and unfortunately, like I do fight at the lowest weight class in our division, which is 125, and I walk around like 150, 155. So. Wow. Yeah, so I do give my dietitian a headache when I go in and see her to cut the weight.
So to cut 25 pounds in like, let's say, in what period, time period, what time frame?
So health-wise, that would take a good 2 months. Okay. Yeah, to get that pound healthy.
Right, a healthy,
yeah,
right.
Healthy,
right.
yes.
And that's important because
Yes,
of course you
very
don't want to get up there and like pass out, right?
Yes, of course.
And have no energy to actually perform.
Perform, yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so as we start this new year, you know, this is usually, next week is going to be 2025 and people are usually excited about starting fresh and New Year's resolutions and setting intentions. Have you already thought about yours?
For 2025, I love the momentum I'm on right now, so I just want to keep the ball rolling on it, and yeah, try to get another 3, maybe even 4 fights in next week, or not next week, but in 2020.
That's very optimistic.
Yeah, obviously I'm in a rush to get back in there, but yeah, so 2025, hopefully to get another 4 fights in.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, you were saying that this year, 2024, you fought 3.
Yes.
And that's the most you have done in 1 year.
Yes, yes, it's the most active I've been, yes.
And I was asking you if you saw if you could think of any difference, like because you said 3 losses, 8 wins.
Yes,
right?
8 wins, yes.
And I was wondering if you considered what might have played a role, like if you did anything different with the wins, you know, in preparing as opposed to the losses.
Yeah, so with that, honestly, it was just more of a, when I did fall off in some fights, just giving myself grace, like, you know, hey man, it's all right if you fail, just as long as you don't quit, you know, like you only fail if you actually quit. So giving myself some grace to get back up and, you know, put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving forward, you know. So that's one of the biggest things, is just because, you know, with a lot of there's a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure, a lot of people want to put all these weight on you. Let that all go and give yourself grace, like, hey man, it's all right, let's rinse and repeat the next day and try to make the best of it.
That's a wonderful attitude. I think it was Bruce Lee, right? Fall down 7, get up 8.
I think so, but yeah, I've heard that quote before too, yes.
And it's powerful and it's real. And so that's all about the mental game.
Yes.
And they say whether, you know, in sports, whatever you're doing, just knowing that everything starts here.
It does,
So if you have a positive outlook and you're really like setting those intentions, it'll help you that much more.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you so much, Say. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close?
Yeah, man, honestly, one more thing. Besides being graceful for yourself, but also like give yourself some gratitude. Like, you know, be grateful for everything, like waking up in the morning, having clean water, having a car, etc. Just anything that you can give gratitude to, like 3 things every day. So I do that every day. Gratitude and grace, like be graceful for everything, and then being consistent. I love the quote, consistently good over occasionally great. Keep showing up for you every day, even if you're only putting 20% in. At the end of the day, you're showing up for you, and that's all that counts.
Wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you so much. And
Thanks, Claire.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Claire.
Thank you all. I'll see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Doc, interesting thing. What is the history of the stethoscope?
So the stethoscope was invented by a Frenchman who had listened to a young woman's chest for a long time to try and get a hold of her heart sounds. When he listened longer than the husband thought was appropriate, the husband proceeded to kick his butt in a very profound manner, and led this French physician to decide there has to be a better way to listen to somebody's heart and not get beat up. So hence the stethoscope.
Okay, so we always see, you know, physicians like yourself carrying these. Is this something that we can buy like over the counter and just have at the house?
Totally. They're available for anybody to buy. There's actually good classes on YouTube on what you're going to listen to and what the things should sound like.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
pensamiento. When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I grew wiser. I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Half a day, I'm Ron from GTA.
And I'm Joe from GTA. And here's some amazing deals you can take advantage of this holiday season.
Our first deal, get an iPhone 15 at 50% off for a limited time while supplies last.
Not in the market for a new phone, but looking to get into Guam's most reliable network? Bring your own phone and save up to $300.
Or upgrade this holiday season and get a $300 credit with any new unlimited plan.
Get the best deals this holiday season
for you and yours at GTA,
where we start with you.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Okay, now work your keyboard magic and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but historically Guam's had 3 mini golf courses. The first over at what's now Camp Blas, one at the water park at the PIC, and the other next to St. John's. They're great for anyone, a good time outside, and endlessly fun. And now the bogeys are back with a new course for you to work on your putt-putt game.
We're very excited because it's been a long time since, the people of Guam have had a putt-putt golf. Yeah, it's been a couple years. I know the other one closed down, but we're very excited.
Right next to the Tumon driving range, Stoney's Mini Golf has a 9-hole course waiting to challenge players of all levels.
We've been working on it for about 6 months. We've had the idea for maybe like a year, but working on this course took about 6 months to put together.
And so in the expert words of staff, which hole poses the biggest challenge?
Hole number 8, because it has that slight turn and it's going down, so it might jump off to the side if you're not careful enough.
Centrally located and swift to play, the working crowd as well as students can get in around at any time for any busy schedule. And like any putt-putt course, the replay value is off the charts.
To do all 9 holes, probably 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many people are playing, how long it'll take one person to make it in.
So bring your game. Make sure to take some time and measure the slopes and make it a social media event.
It's a lot of fun, especially when you're with your friends and your family.
Tangy pickles, slivered onions, tender pork covered in our delicious barbecue sauce, and topped on a home-style bun. Behold, the McRib. It's not just a sandwich, it's an experience altogether. The McRib returns. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Holiday Familia. As the Christmas lights fills the air, it is the perfect time to reflect on what makes this season so special. In the hustle of shopping and those long holiday lines, think about the joy in the smiles you'll see on Christmas morning as the gifts are unwrapped. While picking up groceries for the feast, imagine the laughter and love shared around the table with the people who mean the most. And as you trim your trees and decorate your homes, we hope that the magic of the season creates memories that will last a lifetime. This holiday season, we invite you to embrace the spirit of giving, because after all, life is sweeter when you give a little love. From your entire Bank of Guam familia, Feliz Pascua and Viva Año Nuevo. May your season be filled with love, joy, and everything that makes life sweeter.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
There's a saying that as islanders, whenever we need inspiration, we always return to the ocean. And in the case of the Hagen Outrigger Canoe Club and their youth program, Famagun Galaidi, they hit the water to paddle their way across Tuman, coming ashore to bring the holiday cheer and Hafaday spirit to random beachgoers, familiar faces, and total strangers. This crew's mission left no room for debate. Work as a team, give back, and share Guam's hospitality. These youth took the holidays into their own hands.
We had my dad dress up as Santa, and we went around to all the different parts of the beach to give kids like candy cane and tell them Merry Christmas and stuff to spread the joy and holiday spirit. Yeah.
Initially, I tried to leave a inside shirt on with the Santa costume on outside, and I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. Started to sweat, so I took the shirt off, and then kind of made it more islandy, you know what I mean? So, we started paddling, and it got worse, but of course, make the best of it, right?
A lot of people, especially the tourists, they were kind of confused on what we were doing at first, but we spread the Guam spirit and how happy we are to be around each other. And yeah, they actually accepted a lot of candy canes. We had some kids who took quite a few, and it was a really fun day for all of us.
To give back and just to, for the tourists and the locals who go to the beach, they enjoy it. Even us practicing, seeing the little kids, they stop, they get excited, they want to take pictures and, just to show what Guam's about.
We actually started from here at Mataping. We went all the way down to Ipao, and then we went all the way down to Weston. Yeah, Weston is where we ended, and then we headed back all the way.
When we went to the hotel spot, we decided to go in 2 groups that would try and give us a little bit of more space to give out, and because there's a lot of people over there.
And then you started to see the smiles on the faces of all the tourists, and then even the local people. They were just so stoked because they saw us, and it was having to express yourself like that as a group. It was great.
We were actually really happy about it because it was fun. It was like giving kids to feel joy and stuff for the holidays. It was fun for us because we get to paddle straight forward and give out candy at the same time, which really is something.
It's our culture, and we do it competitively and just to give back. And we want them to appreciate our beaches and also our locals to appreciate our waters.
Did you guys take a little bit of candy cane, a little something for yourself when you're...
Yes, we all did.
And we hope to get all the other clubs to get more nannies and Manhoban to paddle and just to train them and let them grow and they enjoy it.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
All right, congratulations to the boys over at Clutch because they have launched Clutch Music and their first musical event. Check this out. This is going to be big. January 18th, Island Feels in the Hills. It's at the Leo Palace. The Green will be headlining along with local artists. Get your tickets now at clutch-music.com. It's presented by the Leo Palace and GVB. Tickets are on sale at guamtime.net for Skip Entertainment Company's Dancing Through Christmas. They are 40 years into providing amazing entertainment. They've won every single award here and on the mainland, and Skip is awesome, and they are going to bring you a holiday dance extravaganza. Make sure to hit up guamtime.net again and get those tickets. All right, if you have a love for the theater, check out UOG Theater because they are holding auditions for Gaslight. Gaslighting for Good. It is a thing. Tell your friends and make sure to get tickets for this wonderful event. 2 males and 3 women are needed for the play. Auditions on January 2nd and 3rd at UOG Theater starting at 6 p.m. Almost New Year, everybody. So we got a few more dates to do awesome things right here on News Bites.
Time to celebrate some birthdays with your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club,
which you can submit on KUAM.com.
On the last day of 2024, Kitaro Lance Maiden wishing you a very happy and blessed New Year, coming from the whole family, all of them. Please enjoy your special day. Love and hugs from all. Happy New Year and happy birthday.
And that's your primetime show, your final one for 2024. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz Langus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful, and we'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year, Des.
We'll see you next year.
Well, 2024 had its twists and turns, including some stunning moments.
And historic ones as well. I'm Destiny Cruz Langus.
And I'm Nick Delgado. Welcome to a KUAM News special. That's a wrap, meaning the show is over for the year 2024.
And we've got the top stories of the year. But let's be real, there are far too many headlines that impacted your livelihoods in 2024, at least too many to recap in one show.
So, Team KUAM did what we do best, come up with a list of the major stories and moments that truly were once for the record books. 11 homicides in 2024, while surpassing the 7 reported the year prior.
Guam is known to be a safe tourist destination.
January 4th, Korean visitor Hye-jun Wang was celebrating retirement on Guam when he was shot in front of his wife while walking from Gun Beach in Tumon. The suspect's motive? To recover cash they lost gambling. A $50,000 reward was put out for their capture. Authorities on the manhunt for Stephen Camacho and Kyoki Santos after getting surveillance of the getaway car. Santos died by suicide as police were about to take him into custody in Zotnia. Camacho was arrested, accused of being the getaway driver. On Valentine's Day, a mother having dinner with friends at the Thai Thai restaurant in Tamuning is gunned down. The suspects taking off with her car. The senseless killing leading to the capture of Domingo Mendiola and Jenna Manabusin. Investigators say the robbery was planned so the defendants could pay off a drug debt. On July 6th, a plot to steal a car to get meth led to an accidental shooting. The case, meth-related. David Nkenko and Francis Cruz confessed to police. The victim, Joshua Tadagui, gave Cruz a ride that morning. Surveillance later showing Nkenko in Tadagui's car before he robbed a store at gunpoint and ditched the car. Tadagui's body was left in the middle of the neighborhood street in Talafofo.
Brought me to tears. We literally just had him.
On July 7th, a parent's worst nightmare as a 3-year-old boy dies. The couple accused in his death, his stepfather, John Charfaris, and mother, Joan-Marie Cruz. Relatives alerting authorities to the case after the victim, TJ's death, was initially said to be an accident at the Villa Rosario condos pool area in Dededo. Surveillance video captured the horrific event. Charfaris accused of physically abusing the child and repeatedly holding his head underwater. In early August, police found the body of Katina F. Jahi inside the Dededo home of Eugene Huffman. Defendant Huffman is facing manslaughter, negligent homicide, and criminal sexual conduct charges after being accused of torturing, beating, and raping Katina. Doctors found that Huffman is fit to stand trial. September 11th, an ambulance and police respond to a call in Chalandoni in Jigo. Robert Revels is found dead inside the home. He was apparently brutally beaten. The homicide investigation is ongoing. No suspects have been identified. On September 29th, Ryan Chaco was found murdered inside this home along Chalancareta in Dededo. First responders getting the call of a house fire before making the gruesome discovery. Ethan Mendiola and Frank Regis confessed to their involvement to police. Mendiola claiming self-defense, stabbing Chaco 14 times. Regis then setting Chaco's home on fire to hide the evidence. On the morning of November 1st, hunters in the FAA area were walking along Hawaii Road, a jungled area, when they found the body of a man. The victim badly burned. Police only had an image of a tattoo on his leg they hoped would help them at least find out who he was. Despite calls for public assistance, the homicide remains a mystery and no new leads for suspects. November 9th was a startling moment for staff at GRMC. Shooting victim Michael Fell was dropped to the ER by the person who police say is responsible for his death. Toshi Salvador confessing he argued with Fell the day of the shooting, leaving him at the hospital. Salvador set the getaway car on fire and was on the run for several weeks before his capture. On December 9th, an intruder is shot and killed after being caught on private property along Alligator Road in Dededo. The homeowner opening fire and getting injured in the process Since the Castle Doctrine law was expanded, the incident remains under investigation. KUAM News confirming these 10 homicide cases in 2024. Detectives with Guam Police declined to confirm the one remaining homicide case, saying it remains under investigation.
Police traffic stops undercover drug busts and intercepting packages in the mail. This is where local and federal authorities continue to come across meth on Guam, and 2024 was no different. Countless caseloads of drug defendants are filed through the court system almost daily. Attorney General Doug Moylan drug boards. The message: meth killed.
They're stealing from one another. You see rapes that are going on. You see terrorizing, and then the murders.
Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent John Duenas says it's gotten worse.
I saw the epidemic. I saw it from start, and I see it till now. It's a real epidemic. It's an out-of-control epidemic that we have.
Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Chris Barnett admitted this to a room of criminal justice students at UOG.
I'm not so sure that we're waging a war on drugs. It's more like drugs has waged a war on us, and that war has been won by the drugs.
Authorities this year are on alert for an added drug, fentanyl, the silent killer. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio telling the Guam Chamber 3 fentanyl-related deaths were confirmed.
We knew that it was only a matter of time before we were going to start to see fentanyl in our streets, in our homes, and in our communities of those that use drugs.
Major Mary Helen Lozama admitting to lawmakers the Department of Corrections is also experiencing a war on drugs on the inside.
We do have fentanyl here in Guam, and it did come into our facility. Okay, unfortunately, that drug, they lace the other drugs such as meth, they lace it with fentanyl. And that drug, the fentanyl, is 100 times more potent.
9 drug detector dogs were brought in this year in hopes to stop drugs at the border. Public Safety Oversight Vice Chair Senator Chris Duenas also getting a bill to session floor to trigger a multi-agency law enforcement, a drug task force.
The expectation that I believe we should have as a community is a minimum manpower requirement of uniformed officers on the beat, on the street.
So much tragedy and violence in 2024. Here's to hoping 2025 is much more positive.
I agree. You're watching a KUAM News special. That's a wrap. Top stories of 2024. Here's some of the stories that made our honorable mention list.
Bill 39-37 makes sure that the law remains on the side of the homeowner or resident defending their home and not the intruders invading their inhabited space.
Julian Assange is spared jail time after appearing in federal court on Saipan in 2024. He was indicted during Trump's first term in connection to the mass release of classified documents, which were leaked by ex-military analyst Chelsea Manning. Saipan was the closest U.S. soil to Assange's home country of Australia.
We firmly believe Mr. Assange never should have been charged under the Espionage Act and engaged in exercise that journalists engage in every day, and we're thankful that they do. It is appropriate, though, for this fight to end.
In other news, new Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Kenny Sue is officially ready to start his first day of work. Guam Attorney General Doug Moylan announcing the governor signed the $350,000 employee contract today. The Commission on Postmortem Examinations approved the 3-year contract on September 18th to quickly bring the new doctor on board.
This holiday season begins at Kmart, where every aisle is filled with magic. Discover the perfect toy that sparks joy and gifts that bring smiles. Kmart has all the ingredients you need to make your family traditions special without breaking the bank. From trimming the tree to filling your home with holiday cheer, you'll find it all in one place. Discover the magic waiting for you at Kmart, where busy families find everything they need to make memories that last a lifetime. Kmart. For the holidays, for the family, for the magic.
This holiday, would you rather buy this TV or get one for free? For a limited time only, bring home a free 43-inch Samsung Smart TV when you sign up on Link with DTV Plus today. Just imagine your favorite movies, shows, and more, all in stunning quality on your brand new screen. Visit DocomoPacific.com or see us in store to learn more. Docomo Pacific, better together.
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
School delays, campus threats, a new hospital location, and the campaign to save the raceway.
These are the next top stories here on your KUAM News Special. That's a wrap. Stricter bag policies being enforced.
It's not a game.
Guam police officers also stationed at multiple public school campuses.
All threats of violence made towards the community will be taken seriously and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
A direct warning from Guam DOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson and Police Chief Stephen Ignacio, following recent threats targeting John F. Kennedy High, Ukadu High, FB Leon Guerrero Middle, Notre Dame High School, and Benevente Middle School.
A bullet was also found and confiscated from a student at Benevente Middle School.
Local officials also got the FBI involved in the investigation. The warning, however, coming too late for a 16-year-old boy arrested in connection to last Thursday's social media threat toward JFK High. The student allegedly posting a photo of a gun with the message he would shoot up the Upper Tumon campus.
We have a plan to delay for a week like we did last year, but that if we had to close a campus, then we have to double those students up somewhere else. What we don't have the option of is not having school.
And while the next moves for this upcoming school year are still being sorted through, Swanson considering the logistics for more than a handful of schools ranging from the northern, central, and southern parts of the island. Committee Chair on Education Senator Chris Barnett making a splash with his comments during a town hall meeting on the matter, aimed at Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
I have to say this because I'm the kind of person who's going to say what has to be said. The governor, lieutenant governor have been in office for 6 years and we have seen no action on Simon Sanchez.
His remarks causing visible disagreement from the pair. In response, the lieutenant governor mouthing the words "not true," but his microphone was turned off.
You lied! You lied!
And amid crossed arms, shaking heads, and inaudible rebuttals, Barnett advising the student body in attendance not to let Lou and Josh, quote, docken them for another 10 years, demanding the time for talking is over.
Governor, Lieutenant Governor, build Sanchez now!
The call to action causing students to erupt in protest. Take a look at the new home of the Sharks. After years of waiting, a proposal has finally become a reality.
The design took quite a while. I'm very pleased with the design.
Department of Public Works Director Vince Areola giving a sneak peek into the school's layout. The 300,000 square foot campus is expected to hold 1,900 students. The design includes 3 wings with 100 classrooms, and the rebuild is a whopping $166 million. Today, senators voting on 2 landmark legislations. The first is Senator Chris Barnett's Bill 185, which would mandate a new hospital be built at Ipaw Point in Tamuning.
Bill number 185-37 LS received 7 ayes and 8 nays and duly failed by this body.
The other is the governor's competing Bill 184, which would allow the administration to move forward with plans for a medical complex on Crown lands in Barrigada.
Bill number 184-37 COR received 7 ayes and 8 nays and is duly failed by this body.
The new hospital will be located on Route 15 next to Eagles Field.
The property is 48 acres in Mangilaw. The cost of the property was $3.5 million. It was appraised, and that was the value.
The Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority managing the acquisition of the private land under the estate of Catalina Aclava Camacho. Specifically, the land is located across the Guam Waterworks and Guam Power Authority's headquarters in Mangilaw. The governor taking this route after the legislature voted down two of her previous site picks, Eagles Field and Eda Agaga.
We do not have to go to the legislature for this property.
The selected site costs $3.5 million.
As we understand, GURA's mandate is urban development and housing.
The Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority voted to condemn about 42 acres of privately owned lands in Mangilaw for the hospital and her proposed medical complex.
We do not take it very lightly. We have worked very closely to try and get it into a much more beneficial for both parties. But I just also want to say that eminent domain doesn't mean we take the property at no value. We will pay the market price that we have offered plus the 10%.
A pair of legal opinions on the legality of Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authority's acquisition of Mangilaw lands and acceptance of American Rescue Plan loans for the medical complex, reigniting a public feud between the governor and the legislature. The legal opinions are in response to requests from Minority Leader Frank Blas Jr. and Senator Chris Barnett. Attorney General Doug Moylan says GURA violated the law when using their eminent domain powers to seize 42 acres from private property owners for the construction of a new hospital. He says GURA can take raw land to fulfill its housing development purposes or if it's a slum or blighted area, both of which, he says, is not the case here. But Adelup argues the AG is simply wrong. A press release from the governor's office says in part, quote, "These legal opinions are nothing more than the AG joining forces with opposing senators who are trying to defeat our island's most significant effort towards finally building a new hospital. It is not the first time the AG has been wrong, and it is likely not the last."
I think these opinions show that the governor has been less than honest about the authority she thinks she has to move forward in this direction. These opinions also show that it's time for the governor to stop being reckless and start being reasonable and realistic about our people's healthcare future.
The race is on to reopen a place called home by many.
I missed the track a lot. I low-key kind of forgot how to put on my helmet.
From longtime racers to young smoking wheels champions like Talon and Nicholas, the island's racing community not losing their drive to save the Guam International Raceway.
I'm just hoping to accomplish to save the track and make everything free.
It's a desire shared by lifetime car enthusiast John Birch, and one that fueled a peaceful display of his race car in front of the Guam Congress building over the weekend.
I did buy me a 4x4 to go and do that, to participate in other events going on like with smoking wheels, but we can't no more because you guys took it away from us.
The racing community advocating for another road forward, contending it cannot afford to pay commercial lease rates as a nonprofit. But CLTC Commissioner David Herrera noting operations of raceways stateside.
So you want a drag strip? Buy your own drag strip.
A water leak, algae, and overgrown vegetation are seen in a drone shot of the once bustling Jigo Raceway Park a year and a half since its forced closure. As mandated lease negotiations between the Chamorro Land Trust Commission and the Guam Motorsports Association drags on, KUAM checking out the abandoned facility ahead of their scheduled site inspection next Monday. GMA Vice Chair John Birch speaks out.
I'm hoping to show the board members and CLTC staff the condition of this property. When the community was up here volunteering to cut the grass, take care of the place, this place was thriving.
Birch says the local motorsports community has been left waiting in suspense as they look to get their home field back.
This is their home field. Every sport has a home field. CLTC property. I want to throw in that they don't get charged anything. Rugby Association has a home field right there, another CLTC property. They don't get charged at all.
As reported GMA offered $1,000 a month for some 100 acres. CLTC suggested $33,000 a month per the fair market value price. That's more than $1,000 a day.
We don't want a catastrophic number like Herrera suggested, $30,000 to $35,000. That's crazy.
He says their initial proposal was $500 plus 5% of all fees collected. But this offer was shut down by CLTC's legal counsel, attorney Norman Miller, during a working session.
He said, well, it's a little bit hard for CLTC to conduct that type of accounting, so let's just get rid of the percentage and give us a solid number. So we said, okay, we'll double our offer and we'll go to $1,000. We take their proposal, the lawyer's proposal, we present it to the board. And the board says, no, we want profit sharing. And we're like, oh man, that's exactly what we offered in the beginning.
We promised that 2024 was not a complete drag.
Nice one. Let's keep revving up your top stories of 2024 here on your KUAM News Special. That's a wrap. With another set of honorable mentions and one maybe not so honorable.
I hope the people of Guam saw that gesture, Senator Parkinson.
Senator Parkinson, I'm sure that there were many people up in the audience just saw what you did. That was definitely count out of order. I'm going to take a short minute recess.
The lack of a licensed cannabis testing laboratory has led to an unintended stalemate. Retail cannabis businesses eager to operate within our legal and regulatory frameworks find themselves at an impasse, unable to open their doors to the public.
We need more places to celebrate our queerness, to celebrate the people that celebrate us, and to collaborate and also educate everyone within our community, as well as those that are willing to learn.
How deep do Pizza Hut's roots run in the islands? Through all the decades, we know what you love. Great taste at an even better price. Like our large one-topping carry-out pizza for just $15.99. You choose your favorite topping, pepperoni, olives, sausage, or any other single topping. Our $15.99 large one-topping pizza. Order online and carry one out today. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Tourism. It's been Guam's #1 economic driver for as long as many of us can recall.
And there were moments to celebrate, like new routes with United Airlines, but there was also turbulence in 2024 with the Guam Visitors Bureau and the CEO ultimately calling it quits.
So we're going to do our best to ensure that Haneda to Guam, Flight 848, becomes sustainable.
Why is it important that we here on Guam sustain this route to Haneda?
Well, because, you know, this is just in the next 5 months, we add an additional 25,000 seats. The key here is that people from Guam can see a different flight into right in the center of Tokyo, 20 minutes from the airport to Tokyo, a little cheaper, hopefully. And so we want them also to make sure that the flights are full from Guam to Narita, to Haneda, and Haneda to Guam, so that that can be sustained. Took us 30 years to get this route.
I already told you guys many times, I don't give a crap of how many tourists are coming to Guam. All I care about is what is my fair share of the market of people leaving our source market.
GVB Board Chairman George Chu and President Carl Gutierrez were heard raising their voices during a recent GVB meeting.
I never stopped you. I'm responding.
You're done enough.
I'm not done yet.
You're done enough responding, Mr. Baldi.
I am not done yet. I am not done yet. Don't gag me.
I'm the chairman.
You call me irresponsible. You're the irresponsible chairman for handing me somebody's outside work and tell me to use that.
Who will will lead efforts to revive our lagging tourism industry after Guam Visitors Bureau President and CEO Carl Gutierrez's abrupt departure. The former governor's resignation comes at a time when Guam is facing a tourism crisis. Tourism reports show visitor arrivals are still below pre-pandemic levels and that Guam is among the slowest to recover globally. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration thanks the former governor for his dedicated service, saying in part, quote, during a time of global uncertainty and unprecedented challenges for the tourism industry, he stepped in with his trademark passion and deep love for Guam, guiding our recovery efforts and reigniting hope for our island. Adelup adds the work of GVB continues under acting president and CEO Jerry Paris, but the former vice president tells KUAM over the phone that he has no intentions to stay on board long term.
That's kind of landed on me, but I really have no interest in a permanent job here. I mean, I just came here temporarily to help out because as you know, I was already retired, right? But I'll stay long enough until they find a replacement.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio led Guam Visitors Bureau's airline mission in Asia recently. The governor says while there is demand, one roadblock is the frequency of flights.
The airline CEOs that I spoke to in South Korea, their concern also is that the inventory of airplanes, and they have over the last year, 2 years, ordered airplanes from Boeing, but haven't been getting those orders because of issues with Boeing. So hopefully that moving forward they can get those airplanes.
GVB's Tourism Recovery Committee head and board vice chairman Joaquin Cook says it will take an investment of $60 million to get back on track to pre-pandemic level.
We have the money in the bank. What are we going to do with it?
Lawmakers mulling over how to divvy up the monies on the first day of emergency session. One major concern:
GMH is not contemplated in 355.
So in order to fund the public hospital,
we cannot fund everything in Bill 355. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, especially after the amendment was passed for the Mayor's Council today.
Notably, the substituted version allocates $20 million for GMH, $10 million for the operations, maintenance, and repair of GDOE schools, $2.5 million to the Guam Cancer Trust Fund, $4.5 million for the Mayor's Council of Guam, and $15.8 million to extend the energy credit program.
An Air Force C-17 Globemaster III takes off from Andersen Air Force Base. The military air-launching a medium-range ballistic missile off the coast of Guam Tuesday night. The Missile Defense Agency sharing images of the flight experiment during Exercise Slingstone. And on the ground, the Aegis Guam system, integrated with the new radar and vertical launching system, fires a Standard Missile 3 block intercepting the target. The mission, a success. An historic moment for the military and for the region, as this is the first ever ballistic missile defense event for Guam. Given the designation Flight Experiment Mission 2, officials say this marks a pivotal step taken in defense of Guam and protecting forces from any potential regional missile threats.
Guam may be a dot in the middle of the Pacific, but our location is critical to America and our allies.
Still, those that call Guam home want the military to be more transparent whenever major operations are set to occur. Our next honorable mentions led to more eyes on Guam from the region and the world. You're watching a KUAM News special. That's a wrap. Top stories of 2024.
面对极权主义的扩张 In the face of authoritarian expansionism, all like-minded countries and areas must unite and collaborate to safeguard democracy, peace, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region.
A crowd of shoppers beat the sunrise for a chance to be among the first to check out the new Don Don Donki store in Tumaini.
That's right. Employees at the Japanese discount megastore cheered as customers like Doris Manglotnia walked through the entrance.
Parents just to get them out.
What are you most excited for?
To see the place in there and also checking out the Japan products.
I was shocked, because just historically the company, having a woman in telecom lead, a prominent company like Docomo Pacific was just not something that I thought would ever be on the horizon for me. And so, it actually took a while to be like, okay, and then of course there was a lot of issues surrounding Docomo Pacific over this last year with the cyber incident and the typhoon, and then all the rumors of us being for sale. Taking over at this juncture, as I said, is something that I felt was really challenging. But I tell you, I love challenges. Anybody that knows me actually thinks I'm a little crazy because I like to go and fix things and make things right. And so I was super excited to accept and to be able to sit in this position.
This Christmas, get the deal even Santa wouldn't be able to resist. Bring home a free smartwatch or other accessories from IT&E when you get a new phone in December. Plus, enjoy a huge discount on infinite data to keep you connected all year long. Dash in before the 22nd for the chance to win $2,000 in cash and weekly prizes. Visit ite.net for details. IT&E, connections that matter.
A red wave from across the nation and the region. Decision 2024 definitely shocked many as the Republican Party took the win this election.
You're watching a KUAM News special. That's a wrap. Top stories of 2024. This year also brought protests, debate, and public hearings over abortion on Guam.
For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the Republicans have taken the majority in the 38th Guam legislature, the GOP winning 9 seats with 4 newcomers giving the boot to incumbents on both sides of the party. Party Chairman and Senator-elect Sean Gumatao securing the last spot over Democratic Senator Roy Kanata, who was shy of just 260 votes.
We really pushed hard with early voting. We really were out in our villages to get our message of voting differently for a change. And the voters spoke today that this is what they want to see, is a bit of a change. And a 9-6 majority for the Republicans for the first time since 2006 is absolutely an incredible feeling for not just myself, not just for the executive committee, not just for all of the members of the Republican Party of Guam, but every voter on Guam that participated in this effort.
At the Republican camp Tuesday night, Minority Leader Frank Blas Jr., who came in 8th, spoke with KUAM as exit polls already hinted at the red wave early on.
We haven't had the majority since the first time I was in the legislature back in the 29th. And that was only for a half a term because we lost it as a result of the passing of Speaker Tony Ampico. With that, I'm excited and we'll see what comes with May. No matter what, at the end of the day, we go back to work for the people of Guam.
Guam has spoken.
It's pretty much certain incumbent James Moylan will continue on with another term being our representative in Washington, D.C.
James Moylan is heading back to Washington, D.C. to continue serving as the island's non-voting delegate. The freshman congressman waiting out the night with his fellow Republicans from inside the venue in Hagåtña.
I'm very happy, and I thank the people of Guam for coming on out to vote.
Early Wednesday morning, the incumbent Guam delegate locking in another 2 years in Congress, outpacing Democratic challenger Ginger Cruz with more than 15,000 votes to her 13,703. It's a lead that Moylan held throughout the count. But before those results rolled in, anticipation was high at both camps in Tamuning and Hagåtña. Candidate Cruz, backed by enthusiastic supporters, including Guam's Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, and live music at her headquarters in Tamuning after a months-long campaign.
At this point, it's in God's hands, it's in the voters' hands, but I can tell you we are extremely confident of the work that we did.
Equal excitement also brimmed over at the Republican Party of Guam, where a smaller gathering took place. 4 years after leaving office, Donald J. Trump is having a political comeback. securing the position of 47th President-elect of the United States after defeating Vice President Kamala Harris in the race for the White House.
I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th President and your 45th President.
And while Guam residents do not have a vote in the presidential election, many still sounding off about the results.
We don't know whether he's good or not. He has to show it. I mean, a lot of the people voted for him, even though he sounds a little crazy, but maybe crazy's good. Hope so, right?
I'm not happy about it. I was not a Trump supporter, but the election is the way the election is.
It's another 4 years that for them brings uncertainty over women's rights.
I have a daughter, I have nieces, and I feel like that sets us back quite a bit, and I'm sure it'll be even more so under his term again, so kind of disappointed in that.
So it basically removes the 3 barriers that our residents have to face in order to receive medication abortion. So the first is they have to meet in person with a qualified person listed in the Guam law. That is to include, I believe, a nurse, social worker, psychologist, physician. The second is that they actually have to read a booklet called A Woman's Right to Know, and in that booklet they have to be informed of the probable gestational age, the support services that public health provides to support child development, and just so much more.
Well, abortion services remain legal in Guam.
This after the U.S. Supreme Court denied a petition seeking to overturn the Guam Supreme Court's decision that Guam Public Law 20-134, a 1990 abortion ban, had been repealed by laws the Guam legislature subsequently passed.
Some rather tense moments throughout the year. You're watching a KUAM News special. That's a wrap. Top stories of 2024.
2024 also brought hope for Guam's faithful and promise for the endangered sea hick, both rounding off our next honorable mentions list.
With faith in our Lord Jesus Christ and with the love of God in my heart, I do accept the pastoral care of the people of God in the Archdiocese of Agania. I resolve to faithfully serve the spiritual needs of this local church.
The last Cerinthus nelsoni tree on Guam has died. Officials at Marine Corps Base Camp Titian Point or Latexan suffered severe damage during Typhoon Mawar in May of 2023. Currently, there are 49 mature trees and 74 outplanted trees on Rota. Efforts are ongoing to revive them on Guam with 383 seedlings recorded.
There haven't been any wild sea hick, as we know, in over 36 years, so this is really our first chance to see the species back out in a wild setting. So it's an incredible opportunity to learn as much as we possibly can about them.
Bird conservation specialists Caitlin Andrews and Kayla Baker, alongside DAR biologist Timona Lapatan, make up the newest team at Palmyra.
It's amazing, just the opportunity to be able to come out here and to pursue a career as a biologist, being able to work alongside and learn from this wonderful team right here. And most especially to see these birds, to study this, the sea hick out in the wild and its native species close to home.
So these are Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets. What are we thinking? Anyone?
Juicy. I really like it.
Yeah, abomination.
So I think it tastes great. It's crispy. The sauce is good.
I personally like it.
Oh!
I laughed because I thought it was a joke. Right, Mark?
Don't be a nuggetive Nelly. Everyone loves Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets, even the person we paid not to.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's not the wrong one. There ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use.
2024 was a big year for the Pacific and for Pacific Islanders. First, Guam celebrating 80 years since being liberated from Japanese occupation during World War II.
That and Guam and the CNMI delegates joined in on a very special regional event, the Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture.
Christina, viva liberation!
On the grandstand with Guam's 80th Liberation Day Parade Grand Marshal Teresita Paulino.
It's shocking to me, but then I said, with the approval from my kids, they really want me to be a part of it.
From the floats to the food, the celebration was one for the history books.
It's awesome. You know, all of us that are the sons, daughters, grandchildren, great-grandchildren of the survivors, and even the fatalities, right? We all have this unique responsibility to continue to remember what happened here in Guam and really showcase the strength of the Chamorro people. Thank the American service members that lost their lives liberating us, but really get inspired about the future. And I think the future is bright.
80 years, how does it feel?
It feels very exciting. And actually, I just want to say thank you to all the people of Guam. 80 years of liberation, 80 years of peace and safety. Thank you to the war survivors. Thank you to our liberators. And most especially, thank you to all of you for making Guam what it is today. Peaceful, kind, and generous.
It's awesome to see everybody coming out and celebrating our liberation and freedom.
A welcome home as well for others, while thousands more tuned in to the live stream from our partners at PBS Guam.
Feel good. I haven't been home in 8 years. This is awesome. This is probably one of the biggest I've ever seen. You know, there's like 96 floats. I see a lot of friends on them, so I'm just happy that I'm here.
We just came back from El Paso in June 22nd, and we were looking forward to seeing this. And it's very nice to come back and celebrate the 80th.
A moment for the generations to come together.
It's amazing. After how many years with COVID not here, this is the biggest one so far, right? So 80 years, it's amazing to be liberated, right?
When people see this elsewhere, what should they know?
They know that we are here where America's Day begins, and this is Guam. Here we go.
The Guam delegation chanted upon their arrival, marking the start of the cultural exchange at the world's largest gathering of indigenous Pacific Islanders.
We're so excited. It's going to be so amazing. Even on the plane over here, they recognized that there were all of our groups coming in from different island countries for Festback, and the energy even in the plane was so exciting. Everyone said, "Viva, we're here." And we can't wait to showcase all the talent and skills that Guam has.
We feel honored and we feel ready to just show the beauty of our people.
I hope that this will also motivate all of us to join action to take care of each other. And that's what I think it is going to do. That's what I'm hoping.
In a way, it kind of feels like we're all coming together and, celebrating one another. It's very powerful.
History. This is the first time CNMI has joined FestPac with canoes for one thing, and then to have a canoe dedicated to an all-female crew, I think is historic.
And now I'm just here enjoying the festivities as a spectator and representing our culture and learning a lot more.
So this is my first FestPac, and my key takeaway was being able to spend it with everybody present, such as Argumas and Lagu, and to see all the dance groups from back home come out here from the Marianas. It's been a pleasure watching them perform.
It's so nice to see the Guam and Sinamay together to celebrate the Laddystone.
This is a KUAM News Special. That's a wrap. Top stories of 2024. Chills to see the people of the Pacific come together at FestPac, and more so to see people on Guam gathering again along the parade route.
The hot sun and the rain could never stop the spirit and pride of the people to celebrate and remember together. It's memories we all created in 2024, just like these next couple of stories on our honorable list.
Good day, everyone. On behalf of the KUAM Care Force, who are represented here today, we have many members of our team. We've been participating in Giving Tuesday for 10 years now. And as the ambassador for Giving Tuesday Guam, through the media, we encourage our community to participate with an act of kindness and generosity on this special day to kick off the season of giving. We are very grateful to the administration for joining us every year with this proclamation. You've been our partner in just encouraging others to give back to the community and do good during this holiday season. So we're very appreciative of you. This year, we're once again engaging our youth with the Giving Tuesday Spark initiative, and many of them are represented here today. These young leaders represent the majority of our high schools, and they're spearheading movements in their schools and communities.
The first child born on United States soil here on Guam in 2024 is Yuna Lee, who came into the world naturally at 12:38 a.m. at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Yuna is 17.7 inches tall and weighs just shy of 5 pounds. Her very proud parents are Mommy Yui Kanayama and Daddy Yujong Lee, who is the administrator for the Korean consulate here on the island. Her arrival was met with scores of loving and congratulatory comments on social media from her new island neighbors, who also wished her a happy birthday.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Happy birthday, D-I-R-F-D-A-Y. Happy birthday, Jamaican grill. Yeah man, serious.
This holiday season begins at Kmart, where every aisle is filled with magic. Discover the perfect toy that sparks joy and gifts that bring smiles. Kmart has all the ingredients you need to make your family traditions special without breaking the bank. From trimming the tree to filling your home with holiday cheer, you'll find it all in one place. Discover the magic waiting for you at Kmart, where busy families find everything they need to make memories that last a lifetime. Kmart, for the holidays, for the family, for the magic.
Half a day, I'm Ron from GTA.
And I'm Joe from GTA. And here's some amazing deals you can take advantage of this holiday season.
Our first deal, get an iPhone 15 at 50% off for a limited time while supplies last.
Not in the market for a new phone, but looking to get into Guam's most reliable network? Bring your own phone and save up to $300.
Or upgrade this holiday season and get a $300 credit with any new unlimited plan.
Get the best deals this holiday season
for you and yours at GTA,
where we start with you.
In 2024, we said aloha, konnichiwa, kumasta, and bonjour. It was a year of travel, and we appreciate it.
We certainly enjoy bringing our storytelling across our island, but also use it to connect with people around the world. Whether it was in Japan, the Philippines, Hawaii, Wichita, Kansas, or the Olympics in Paris, your news leader was there to document historic moments for the people of the Marianas.
Don't forget, 2024 is also our platinum year.
That's right, for 70 years. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. KUAM has been on the air bringing you the coverage you deserve, and here's to 70 more.
Maria Escano is the first to compete for Guam.
In the white judogi, representing Guam, Maria Escano.
I wasn't nervous, I wasn't excited, I was just calm, and I really did everything I could have to prepare. I tried to do throw on my left, but at the end of the day, she was just better than me, and something to look forward to and to work on. So I'm gonna probably rewatch the fight right after we finish this and already start thinking about how I could have improved.
Manami Ajima is Team Guam's second athlete to compete.
Pretty excited and surreal that I'm here.
Her race includes a swim, cycling, and a run. This is where she trained for a third of her event.
My goal was to qualify for the Olympics, and I'm here, so I'm just excited to give it my best and see what I can do.
This is three-time Olympian Regine Tagati's view during the opening ceremony on the River Seine.
It was a great experience. It was really, really unique.
What was your favorite part of it, celebration? Was it an artist? Was it a performer? Was it being on the Seine?
Well, two things. Being that close to the Eiffel Tower with the rings was just the perfect backdrop, and just getting to walk in front of it. Second is definitely Celine Dion. I love her.
And you're the flag bearer.
Yes, that was something special too. I'm completely honored that I was chosen. I mean, I am the only male, but it was still an honor to carry my country's flag.
It's sprinter Joseph Green's Olympic debut. He's training a week out from competition. He clocked his season's best.
I'm feeling good. Like I said, I feel like I still got more in the tank. So if we could run it back, let's run it back.
Today, my name is Mia Aquino. Today, I'm Raquela Aquino.
The Aquino sisters mean business on the mat.
I feel good. Our sport's wrestling, so right now I'm just focusing on my weight cut, and I'm tracking pretty well.
I'm feeling really nervous. It's so nerve-wracking, and I guess because it hasn't hit yet, because we're still a week out. But every day I'm just trying to refine technique, trying to get ready for that competition. Also trying not to get too nervous.
It sucks to lose, most especially because I wanted to do so much more. But I know that, you know, rather than just dwelling on it, it's just, that's the reality of the day. And that I just have to come back stronger and hope that my opponent pulls me in.
Yeah.
You know, but even at that, it's one of those things, knowing that it's my first Olympics and it's not going to be my last.
It's Raina Tai Ting-Fong's first day in the water and her Olympic debut.
How do you feel about Raina competing out here in the Olympics?
That's awesome. I'm so proud of her. Just to make it to the Olympics, it's great.
A group of Raina's supporters on the stands.
Kapade, everyone. I feel good, feel better. It's a little cold out there. I got the wake from everyone else, but besides that, I'm happy with what I did. I don't know my time yet, but I'm okay.
What was going through your mind when you're out there? Because definitely on your profile it says that you don't get this practice to practice in calm waters.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it was good. Like I said, it's all the wake that was coming out from both sides. So I had like Poland on the left, and then I had the one girl from France, but the whole crowd is for it. But it was good. It was fun. It's a lot windier today. The past couple of days have been super flat and nice. Yesterday it was super flat and nice at the same exact time where I did like a run through of my race today. But you know, you never know. It's the water. So we're all from Guam, so you can't count on the water to do what you want it to do.
During the national competition in Guam, I told myself, if they can do it, if they're brave enough to do it, I'm older than them, then I can do it.
She was 11th out of the 12 athletes who competed.
It feels amazing. I was so pumped up. Everybody is amazing.
What was going through your mind? Because I remember you had some goals to reach. You wanted to lift a certain number. What?
Yes, my goal for this competition is to do 6 for 6, but unfortunately I only did 4 of my lift out of 6. But overall, I believe I totaled 136, and it's 4 kilograms PR, so I couldn't ask for more. Right. I'm satisfied, yeah.
It's an honor to be here to present this recognition to KUAM of 70 years. Wow, amazing. 70 years of information, 70 years both national rate and international wide, region-wise, information that's brought to the homes so that we know what the current affairs are, we know what the issues are there. And I think it's a very significant and necessary element for our community to be able to be aware. And I always believe that news media information is crucial to us here so we can know what's going on, whether it's during disaster, during times of joy, times of sadness. KUAM has always been there for 70 years. Really good memories, I think, that KUAM has. And now, you know, we're in the advanced leap of digitalization and social media and so forth. And KUAM continues to be a major lead in the professional media. And I mean professional media. And so as governor, I always look to listen and hear and the news that's brought by KUAM.
Hagåtña Guam Proclamation 2024-23, a proclamation of the governor proclaiming March 14, 2024 in recognition of the 70th anniversary of KUAM. Whereas today our island joins in the recognition of KUAM's 70th anniversary, celebrating its decades-long service to the people of Guam and its trusted source for local and international information.
Congratulations for a job of decades of well-done, reliable information.
And I'm here today, March 15th, here to present to KUAM the Certificate of Special Congressional Recognition for your 70th anniversary. Wanted to thank you on behalf of the Capitol, the 118th Congress, for all the achievements and all the good things you have done for the people of Guam, keeping us well informed during good times and bad times. You're here as a family, you work it as a family, and the people of Guam, I sure appreciate it, and so do, just to let you know, so does the United States Congress for all you've done. So congratulations on your 70th anniversary.
And I just want to congratulate you guys on your 70th anniversary. I present this really awesome legislative resolution doing so.
On March 14th, 1954, Guamanians heard a voice over the radio airwaves with this announcement.
This is radio station KUAM, owned and operated by Radio Guam, broadcasting on an assigned carrier frequency of 610 kilocycles, with a power output of 1,000 watts as authorized by the Federal Communications Commission in Washington, D.C.
And with that, a new era in entertainment would be ushered in, and our island would never be the same. In 1954, Radio Guam was the newest venture from Intercontinental Services Limited, a group led by a storied Renaissance businessman named Henry Engel. They pioneered and paved the way for commercial broadcast media on Guam, giving local residents a chance to listen to the very latest in pop culture entertainment.
And on hand to send greetings to KUAM on this first day of commercial broadcasting are Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Gordon MacRae, Fibber McGee and Molly, Bill Harris and Alice Faye, Dinah Shore, Meredith and Renee Wilson, the great Gildersleeve, Ralph Flanagan and his Hollywood Palladium Orchestra.
Since our inception 70 years ago today, KUAM has become an institution and household name, a local and regional communications leader with radio, nationally affiliated television, and now digital platforms, providing a resource of entertainment and information that span generations. We've evolved through the years, growing with our audiences and the changing times, created and curated a myriad of local programs, brought you the first live broadcasts of major historical and sporting events, kept you informed during tragedies and disasters, and kept our commitment to localism through our flagship, KUAM News. It's a promise made to our community on day one, at 6 p.m. on March 14th, 1954, as host NBC personality Jimmy Wallington proudly announced.
It is with mixed emotions that we of KUAM present to you, our listeners, the key to your station. Our purpose and duty is to serve you, to keep you informed and entertained.
Something that our team through the years has strived to maintain. So thank you, NC Masi, for letting us into your homes through the years and allowing us to be a part of your lives.
2024 has been quite the year, and we are ready to bring you all the news and entertainment right here at KUAM in 2025.
That we are, and what better way to end your news special than to say the name of this show in 3, 2, 1.
That's a wrap.
About a team that you can trust.